All right. We're going to start here with questions for Lindsey Thall. Carl, I'm sure you have something. We'll start with you.
We got the county back in the red. So
Yeah.
Purple thing.
Right.
And we said, hey, Alan can't come out in purple. So we got to
Lindsey,
Glad they helped me out.
tell us about the first half on all those 3-point baskets.
Well, our whole team was just hot in the first half. I think really moving the ball pretty well around the perimeter, and we were making them have some late rotations, and then the extra pass we were able to connect on our threes in the first half. So
I mean, there were an awful lot of extra passes, and I think at one point you had 6 assists on 6 3-pointers. So is that something you're especially working on in practice?
not really. I just think looking to make the right play is just kind of how that's happening, and making the pass to whoever's open is what's going to help us out. So just making the right play.
Did they do something different in the second half or in the fourth quarter when they made that big run?
I think that was on us. We kind of let our guard down, and we're not getting stops on defense. So they kind of went on a little bit of a run there. We just got to figure out how to put teams away when we get a good lead.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember if you were on the court, but Nyla had a huge rebound and a putback with about a minute to go. Were you on the – I can't remember when you came back in. Do you remember?
I was on the court for that. Definitely excited for that one. That was probably one of the biggest plays at the end of the game that kind of put them away for us. So that was a really good play.
I mean, Nyla's been on fire these last 3 games. You've been playing pretty well yourself, but talk about Nyla for a second and what she's been doing for you.
I mean, we expect her to be like this every game, and she's been doing a great job of just staying with it, getting extra rebounds, and that's helping with a bunch of her points. So she's been really good for us the first couple games of the season.
No, you hadn't been shooting a lot of threes or shooting them particularly well before today. Was anything different except getting the ball open?
Nope, nothing was different. It just wasn't going down.
Alan, you have anything for Lindsey?
Yeah, Lindsey, just to carry on that a little bit, obviously you're a really good 3-point shooter. Do you think much when they don't go in a little bit? Do you just think, okay, well, I'm a shooter and I'm just going to keep firing away and it's going to be okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thought you want to have. Next one's going in, but obviously I was struggling a little bit the first couple of games, but just trying to get points for our team it's always better when they go in. So
how about just overall? I mean, the first 2 games were just so, strange with everything that was going on. You win a couple of MAC games. How do you just feel about where you guys are at now, maybe compared to where you were when things started here?
Right, yeah, we started off a little shaky on the season, but I think we've really come to find out what kind of team we are these past 3 games. So we're just looking to keep carrying that on through the rest of MAC play.
I think you guys all get to go home now. How's that feel?
Feels great. A lot of people haven't been home in a while, so we'll get to see our families a little bit here.
Well, and Asia had good chemistry last year, but Mariah's putting up assist after assist after assist. How's it been adjusting to a new point guard?
I mean, we got good reps with her last year. I think she did a great job last year too, so not much has changed. She's done a great job assisting everybody. So
Anything else for Lindsey? No? All right. You're good, Lindsey. Thank you.
yeah.
See you, Lenny.
All right, Coach, you just want to start off with your opening thoughts on today's win?
Yeah, I really pleased with our toughness down the stretch. I was not pleased with it for a little bit there. Duquesne's a proud program with a great tradition. I knew they were going to play hard and not just let us, walk out of here with the win. So I liked our toughness the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, but we've got to get some things solved as far as why we're, just really playing well against teams, and then they turn around and make a run on us. So that'll be our main focus probably as we're coming back and getting into league play. But just pleased with the overall team effort. Our ball movement was phenomenal again at the beginning of the game. We got away from that a little bit. I got to kind of analyze some of the play calls that we're making, and if some of the play calls that I'm making are slowing us down and taking momentum away or not. But I think overall for us to beat the 3 opponents that we did in a row, those are 3 programs that have a lot of tradition in women's basketball, and for us to go 3-0 in our last 3 games, I think was a really good sign for us moving forward.
All right, Alan, we'll start with you this time.
Yeah, you mentioned the toughness, Theo. I don't think you guys rebounded too well for the first maybe 3.5 quarters, but yeah, the 3 huge offensive rebounds down the stretch when you really needed them.
Yeah, a little bit of on the rebounding side of things, we were making so many shots, so there weren't a whole lot of rebounds to have on the offensive side. But we were getting out tough there a little bit. I thought that Duquesne obviously addressed some of their rebounding issues against Toledo, and we knew they were going to come in and really battle on the glass. We did end up winning the rebounding battle 33-30. So and a lot of those were late, just toughness rebounds in the scrum there with trying to come up with loose balls and stuff. So when it mattered the most, we showed up in the toughness department, but we just got to make sure that we're not, hot and cold with that sometimes.
Nyla had a rebound with about a minute to go. I think there was 3-point game, and then a putback. That looked like a really key play.
Yeah, it was definitely a key play. If she doesn't make that basket, it's the wrong play because we want the clock running there. We want to save the possession, but it was a really, in that I'd rather her be aggressive in that situation, and she fought for the ball. She got the rebound, went up and put it in. So it was a huge play, and really got us to a 2-possession game at that point, which was huge.
Right after that, Claire got a big offensive rebound. So as you said, right at the end there, they were rebounding was really tough.
Yeah, that's what won it for us at the end. It was our toughness, and they got an earful from me a couple of times about our lack of toughness. I thought I was not pleased with the way we came out in the third quarter, and acted like we were just gonna walk away with a win. I didn't like that a whole lot, and then. We talked about it then, and then later on we had another issue with them just out hustling us to certain things. That can't be a theme going forward. So we'll get some of that solved. This is a tough team, a good team. We've got good balance inside and out, and so we just got to continue to play to our strengths and make sure we're not getting, out toughed in certain moments. That's not even a word. Out hustled in certain moments.
How do you said that one thing to work on is trying to put team away, not let a team make a big run back. Is that something you can practice, or is that a mental?
It's both. Yeah, you work on it. We have kids that are capable. It's just making sure that we continue to emphasize that in practice. We can create situations where we have one team up and one team down, and can work on those situations and how we work through that. So yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something you work on, but this team is capable of it. So I'm not worried about whether we have players that are tough enough.
I think you guys were 11 of 17 from 3 in the first 3 quarters. Does that, obviously that's a good thing, but in some ways, when you make that many shots, does it kind of set you back on your heels a little bit from playing? So, you don't need to play aggressively, I guess, when every 3's going in.
Yeah, it certainly can be fool's gold, as you know. If you're just banking on making 3s all the time, sometimes it's kind of false hope that you don't need to do the dirty work to win the game. And I think you may have hit the nail on the head there with that we're like, well, we'll just make another 3, or we're moving around, we're getting easy shots there. And that kind of bit us a little bit. So we got to make sure this is obviously a very capable 3-point shooting team that we have. We can really space people out, but we've got to get easier and tougher baskets at the easier baskets in transition at the basket. And we have to finish tough shots in the paint as well. We really need to work on finishing around the basket. And, that then it will be even tougher to defend if we have both sides of the offensive coin are humming for us.
Talk about Lindsey. You mentioned all the things she's been doing for you. the one thing she's always been able to do is shoot the ball. She was struggling a little, but obviously not the case today.
Yeah, I'm not worried about her shooting it at all. I mean, yeah, she's one of the best shooters in the conference. And got to be one of the best post shooters in the country. And yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. She had the exact right response. You keep shooting, next one's going in, and I'm not worried about that one bit.
I know Nyla again just is able to just use brute strength to get to the basket pretty much whenever. Just talk, almost another double-double. I know she frustrates you sometimes with some of the things she does, but she can do some things out there that other kids just can't do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hold really good players to a high standard. And we're trying to get them to a certain point. I want Nyla to play her best, all the time. And when she's focused and determined like that, she's a handful. I mean, she's a lot to handle. So she knows that, though. She's an all-conference player. We got 3 or 4 players on our team that I think are all conference level players, and none of them got recognized in the preseason. We got picked to finish 6th in the league after winning tying for the MAC East championship. This team has a bit of a chip on their shoulder and feel like we've been disrespected. For some of the things. We've got teams in our league that haven't done as much as we have and are getting more respect in either in the conference polls or even in the mid-major poll. And so that's something we don't talk like we're an underdog, but we talk about, hey, we're fighting for respect here. We've done some pretty special things here, and we've got some really good players. And the way you do that is you just keep winning and you prove it. And if people can stop you, then they prove it, so it's really, that mentality that we have. Nyla's got to go out and prove it every night. Lenny's got to go out and prove it every night, and on down the line. Rye plays with a chip on her shoulder. People have been doubting her whole life, that nobody thought she could play Division I basketball, and here she is as starting point guard for a really good mid-major team. Casey Santoro had 2 Division I offers pulled from her, and she's out here playing with a chip on her shoulder as well. We got stuff to prove, so we're looking for. I'm rambling on here, but this team's going to go home and get some much needed time with their families. Some of these players haven't seen their families in 5+ months. Get healthy mind and body and come back, and we're going to attack a really tough MAC schedule, and we're excited about that opportunity.
Katie had 17. She's rounding into shape. How is she doing physically?
Yeah, she's still not quite herself. I mean, she's a little bit hesitant on certain things, and that's just going to come with game minutes. And there's a game fitness and strength that you have to develop. You can't simulate it necessarily in the weight room or in practice. It just comes from logging minutes on the court against other teams. And as she continues to do that, she'll continue to play really good basketball. But like I said, it's kind of a scary thing when you say she's not playing at 100% and she's still putting 17 on a good Duquesne team. So we have, like I said, we've got players that are good, and we want to continue to help them raise the bar for them and them to continue to become the players that they're capable of being.
And Claire seemed to play well. Then I thought she played really good defense today. She was on 35. Whose name I just went blank.
Kaylin,
yeah, Kaylin for quite a while. So did you see it that way?
Another player that's very capable, but has been inconsistent, and she knows that. We've talked to her about that, that she's going to have to get more gritty, and that she's going to have to sit down and play defense. She can't just be a 3-point shooter. She's going to have to be multidimensional, and she has responded to that, and really pleased with her past 2 or 3 defensive performances in games that we've played. So she's been better, more consistent in practice as well. So, we got, like, once again, we have a roster full of players that are trying to prove themselves, because nobody on this team was picked to be an all-conference player in the preseason. So, okay, well, let's go out and prove it. And that's what I think all of them are focused on doing.
Anything else?
I'm done.
All right.
You guys stay safe and healthy. Have a Merry Christmas, and appreciate your coverage of our program. And we'll see you in the new year.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Take care.
Going to Warren Nolan, dropped 2 in the RPI from 15 to 17. Who? We were 15 in the RPI, and now we're 17.
15 the RPI where?
Going to Warren Nolan.
Oh, in the country?
Yeah. We're 15 coming today, now we're 17. I got on my phone.
I haven't really been paying attention.
I just checked the mid game because Jacob was texting about the week scheduled Arkansas plays, and we were 18 spots ahead of them. So, good win. I'll send you updated stats shortly. I don't know if it's on. Hey, Siri. Hold it, Siri. There it is. Never mind. Thank you. Stop calling him. I don't want to anymore. Safe travels, Taylor. Is this one with our team? That was supposed to be a start. There you go. Yeah, sorry. I used you because I didn't know when he was done. All right.